right, so this is going to go back over things that we've been doing for the entire year. It's a great review not only for your benchmark, but just for the EOC that you have coming up in May. So what is one of the factors? So to be able to find one of the factors, you have to factor it, which means we're going to use the box. So in the first box, we put 2m squared. In the last box, we put -9. We multiply across to find the middle spot. So 2 times -9 is -18, and they need to add to give you 3. So in your calculator, you can put -18 divided by x, -18 divided by x plus x. So guys, what we're doing is we're finding the things that multiply to give us -18. So 1 and -18, 2 and -9, 3 and -6, 6 and -3. Those are going to combine to give you a +3. So 6m, -3m. Right away I know to pull out the negative. This is 3 times 1. This is 3 times 3. They both share a 3. This is 2 times 1. This is 2 times 3. They both share a 2 and an m. Just an m. And these both share a 3. So your factors are 2m minus 3 and m plus 3. Now you can check this on your calculator, which you can do your entire factors. But one of the shortcuts, 2x squared plus 3x minus 9, is if they give you just one of the factors, x plus 3, they need to have the same x-intercept. So there's an x-intercept, there's an x-intercept, and yes, those cross at the same x-intercept, so that one is your solution. If you were to check and do the x minus 3, here's the original, and this does not intersect, it does not cross at the x-axis. Alright, the graph of the quadratic function f of x and g of x are shown. F of x is x squared, so this is f of x, that parent function. G of x is f of x plus k, so they're adding some number. So to make it go from here to here, you're subtracting 5. You're making it go down 5. So your k value is a -5. You can check it by they're telling us one of them is x squared. So if I have x squared minus 5, there's the original. There's your new one. Perfect. All right, a plumber charges $12.50 an hour for making house calls to do plumbing work and a base fee of $10. So each hour. So 12.50x plus the base fee of $10. The relationship can be modeled by this function. Hey, they gave it to me. H is the number of hours, and C is the total cost. So right away, since we're talking domain and range, I need to decide if this is discrete or continuous. Time is continuous, so you know it's not going to be a set of points, it's going to be using these inequality signs. The plumber plans to charge at least $60, but no more than $135. What is the domain? Dr. XY, so they want the x values. They want these values right here. So I'm going to plug this in my calculator. 10 plus 12.5x. And they're telling me at least $60, but no more than $135. Well, I see 135 over here matching up with 10. And I see the 60 matching over here with 4. So your x values, because it's a domain, these x columns are going to be the 4 and the 10. What coordinate best represents the vertex? The vertex is the highest or lowest, that maximum or that minimum, and it's right there at 2, 1. Make sure you know how to write your ordered pairs because 2, 1 and 1, 2 are very different. The school is having a play. They've sold at least 1,000 tickets. I like to think about things that apply to me. So if I want to have at least $1,000, I want greater than or equal to that 1,000. Okay, student tickets cost $5, so that's 5S. General admission tickets cost $8, that's 8G. And it's no more than. If it's not more than, it's less than or equal to this 6461. Which system can model that? So 5S and 8G, well, that doesn't eliminate any. Okay, less than or equal to 6461, less than or equal to, it's not that one. It's not that one. Okay, greater than or equal to 1,000, it's got to be this one. So for your benchmark, make sure that you know what all these names mean. At least, no more than, greater than, a maximum of, a minimum of. Okay. Which statement about 3x squared plus 5x minus 15 is true? It's breaking it into its factors, but it's also asking for the zeros, so where it equals 0. So I'm going to plug 3x squared plus 4x minus 15 and look for where it equals 0. So there's 1 at negative 3. I can't find the other, and it's probably because it's a decimal. So negative 3, negative 3. So it's not this one or this one. So is it at 5/3 or negative 5/3? So second window, let's see, is it at 5/3? Yes, it is. So it is A. If you wanted to break it into its factors, it's never a bad idea to review factoring. Okay, 3x squared goes in the first box, negative 15 in the last box. Multiply across, so negative 45, to find that middle spot, which is 4. So I'm going to do 9 and negative 5. So 9x, negative 5x. This is 5 and 3, 5 and 1. This is 5 and 3. I know I need to pull out the negative, and they both divide by 5. This is 1 and 3. This is 3 and 3, so 3x. This is just x. These both have 3. So your factors are x plus 3, 3x minus 5 equals 0. 3x minus 5, x plus 3, 3x minus 5, x plus 3. So it had to be this one or this one. And define your solutions from your factors as you set each one equal to 0. So minus 3, x equals negative 3. Add 5, 3x equals 5. Divide by 3, x equals 5/3. That's how we get our two answers. Which equation is equivalent? Anytime you see the equivalent, SES, calc, you can put this in Y1 and the answer choice in Y2 and see which ones are the same. So we've got 2 parentheses, let's get this over, 2 parentheses, x minus 4 squared plus 6. Seriously? X minus 4 squared plus 6. And we want to see if it equals this answer choice. So 2x squared minus 16x plus 32. These are nasty numbers, so second window, let's just go to 0. No, those are not the same. Okay, let's try, wrong one. 2x minus 4 squared plus 6. Let's try a different answer choice. X squared minus 8x plus 22. Nope, not the same. Okay, let's try this one. 2x squared plus 16x plus 44. Nope. Okay, 2x squared minus 16x plus 38. Yes, every single one of those is the same. That is the one that is equivalent. If I was doing it by hand, this is your eat your Doritos before class. The first step is to expand. So this equals 2x minus 4, x minus 4 plus 6. Then we distribute. You distribute this 2x minus 8, x minus 4 plus 6. Then you do the box. 2x minus 8 on this side, x minus 4 on this side. 2x squared minus 8x plus 32. And the last step is to combine it with this plus 6. So 2x squared, these combine to give you a minus 16x. Those combine to give you a 38. And that is how we get the answer. Solve using the square root method. So use square root. So x plus 6 equals 4. X plus 6 equals negative 4. To get rid of the plus 6, you minus 6 minus 6. So x equals negative 2. Minus 6 minus 6, x equals negative 10. Now, you could also do this in your calculator. In y1, I'm going to put x plus 6 squared. In y2, I'm going to put 16. And they are the same at negative 2 and at negative 10. Which equation best represents the graph? So I'm going to find the slope. They already gave me 2 pretty points. I'm going up 1 over 2. So my slope is 1/2. So it's not D and it's not C. And then I need to find a point. So this means x is positive 1, the y is negative 3. The x is positive 3, the y is negative 1. So I need to see which one of those points is on your graph. 1, negative 3, yes. 3, negative 1, no. This is your answer. All right, they want us to multiply. But guys, you can do this in your calculator if you wanted to. In y1, they're telling us 5x plus 2, x squared minus 3x plus 6. And they're asking another way to write it. So let's see, 5x to the third minus 17x squared plus 24x plus 12. Nope, not the same. So 5x cubed minus 13x squared plus 24x plus 12. Yes, those are exactly the same. That is your answer. What we're doing is a larger box. They're asking for 5x plus 2 times x squared minus 3x plus 6. This gives you 5x to the third minus 15x squared plus 30x. This is 2x squared minus 6x plus 12. You add your like terms. So we get 5x to the third. Those combine to give you a negative 13x squared. Those combine to give you 24x plus 12. Here, you have an equal sign. Left side y1, right side y2. So I'm going to put 2 parentheses 0.9x plus 3. And in y2, I'm going to put x minus 0.2 parentheses 8 minus 2x. And let's see, where are they the same? Right here at negative 19. They both equal negative 28.2. Now, if I was doing it by hand, you're distributing. So you get 1.8x plus 6 equals x. You're distributing a negative 0.2, so minus 1.6 plus 0.4x. Combine these like terms, so 1.8x plus 6 equals negative 1.6 plus 1.4x. Can't have x's on both sides, so I'm going to subtract the 1.4x. So you get 0.4x plus 6 equals negative 1.6. Subtract the 6, subtract the 6. So 0.4x equals negative 7.6. Divide by 0.4, divide by 0.4. So x equals negative 7.6 divided by 0.4. Did I miss a point? I did. Negative 7.6 divided by 0.4 is negative 19. And that's how you got your answer by hand. What is the rate of change? This means slope. Delta y over delta x. So to get from 38 to 83, 83 minus 38 is 45. 128 minus 83 is 45. This is 1, this is 1. So your slope is 45 over 1. But remember, you also have stat. You click stat, edit, and you can type in your points. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In y2, we have 38, 83, 128, 173, 218. To get the equation, you click stat, write 4, and your slope is that first number, which is 45. Use the graph of f and g to describe the transformation from the graph of f to the graph of g. Okay, so this is f, or g of x, and it's plus 2. This is f of x, it's negative 2x. So they want to know what the translation was. How did it go from here to here? It's a vertical translation 2 units up. You can clearly see that that's 2 units up. It's a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. This would have been 2 times f of x. The graph G is a reflection. A reflection would have been negative f of x. The graph of H is a horizontal translation. Horizontal is inside the parentheses, and so it would have been x plus 2. I'm getting all of these by doing IHOD over. If it's inside the parentheses, it's a horizontal change, and it's the opposite of what you think. So to make it horizontal, I did it in the parentheses, and to make it go left, I added 2. If it's outside the parentheses, it's a vertical change, and it's exactly like you think. So to stretch, it's outside the parentheses times 2. All right, 14. Simplify the following radicals. This is finding your twins. So 32 can break into 4 and 8. 8 can break into 4 and 2. I already see some twins, so I'm going to circle them. 2 does not break down. So 1 gets shot, 1 breaks out, and this 2 is left in jail. You can check this on your calculator by taking the square root of 32 is 5.65, and if I type in 4 the square root of 2, I get the exact same decimal. What is the x and y intercept? The x-intercept is right here at 2, 0. The y-intercept is at 0, negative 3. So, no, 0, negative 3, and 2, 0. There it is. Which expression is equivalent? Okay, equivalent, SES calc. You can put this whole thing in y1. 2x parentheses 4x minus 3 plus 5x parentheses 3 minus 6x. And then your answer choice in y2, so negative 13x. Nope, not the same. Sorry, I don't know what buttons I'm pressing. Okay, so let's try this one. Negative 22x squared plus 9x. Yes, every single one is the same. That is your answer. What I'm doing, if I do it by hand, is I'm distributing. 2 times 4 is 8. X and x is x squared. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, and it has an x. Then you're distributing the 5x. So plus 15x minus 30x squared. Combine your like terms. So a negative 22x squared and a positive 9x. Sorry, that's so funky. Negative 6 plus 15 is 9. Which of the following scatterplot shows Pam's training as she prepares, the following scatterplot shows Pam's training as she prepares to run a 6-mile race at the end of the month. Which of the following would be a reasonable approximation of the length of time it would take her to run 6 miles? So this is miles, and this is 6. So I want to know when it's going to hit that line. So I'm going to draw a trend line. And it looks like it's a little bit above 60. So this is the closest, 60 minutes. What is the x value of the solution to the system? I would love to, oh, I didn't delete this picture. Okay, so to be able to find the solution, I'm going to change this. They both need to be in y equals. So I minus 4x minus 4x. So y equals negative 4x plus 15. And your other equation is 1/2 x plus 6. So I'm going to put these both in y equals. Negative 4x plus 15 and 1/2 x plus 6. And I'm looking for the solution. Where are these the same? Right here at 2, they both equal 7. So your solution is 2, 7. But it specifically wants the x value, which is the 2. All right, the equation is shown. Which ordered pair is in the solution set for 2x plus y is greater than negative 2? It already graphed it, but before I know which way to shade, I have to solve for y. So we're going to isolate opposite side, so minus 2x minus 2x. So y is greater than negative 2 minus 2x. And there's nothing to divide by, so I'm done. So greater than, if you remember Slim Shady, this matches his eyes, so you're going to shade above. And it's greater than, so it's actually a dotted line, not a solid line. Okay, so which point is in solution? So 0, 2, that's in the shaded area. 0, negative 5, that is not. Negative 2, 0, that is not. Negative 2, 1, that is not. Which expression is equivalent to this expression? It has a's and b's, so I can't put it in my calculator and use that equivalent trick, okay? But we are going to use our exponent laws. Okay, when it's in parentheses, you're multiplying. Okay, so this right here, you've got 4, a to the 4th, b to the 6th, 12, b to the 3rd, times 6. You're multiplying these exponents, so it's a to the 8th over b to the negative 6th. We don't want negative exponents, so I'm going to cross it off because it's sad and move it up there, so it becomes b to the 6th. Okay, when you're multiplying, you add your exponents. So these up top are multiplying. 4 times 6 is 24, and it's going to be a. 4 plus 8 is 12. 6 and 6 is 12 over 12, b3. And when you divide, you subtract. So now I'm dividing. 24 divided by 12 is 2. You have a to the 12th. And if I'm subtracting 12 minus 3, I get b to the 9th. So 2a12, b9. Okay, you can also use expansion. Okay, so this means 4, a, b, 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 it's b to the 6th, times 6. You have a squared, a, 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Over 12, b, b, b. And b to the negative 6 means you put your 6 b's up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we can just cross off what's in common. So b, a b, a b. And then the 12, okay, this breaks down into 4 and 3, so the 4's cancel. This breaks down into 3 and 2, so the 3's cancel. So you're left with a 2. You're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 A's. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 B's. So expansion or using your rules can get you to your correct answer. All right, make sure you have all of your work and have it ready to give to your teacher.